Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to touch base on a few things. I'm going to give you an update of what's going on with the campaign. Also, a lot of you guys have asked me where I got my nickname from. So that's going to be the first story that I'm going to share with you guys. Um, Welcome. 8 years ago, I finally decided I wanted to be sober. I had spent 20 plus years as a raging alcoholic and fully functional. So I had decided that I wanted to become sober, so I did. It took a lot of work, many attempts, but I actually finally got it done. But a year into my sobriety is when Lisa walked into the AA rooms, and I instantly fell in love with her, head over heels. I mean, it was just like I was one of those guys. I never believed in love at first sight. Never thought something like that could ever happen to me. But when she walked in, it was done. It was over. And I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be emotional while telling this. Um, so Lisa and I were best friends for several years. A year into Lisa's sobriety, I relapsed for 8 hours, but it's still a relapse. Um, I called Lisa up. We were just best friends at the time, and she understood, and she allowed me to come back, stay with her, and start over. That was 5 years and 8 months ago. Right after that situation happened, Lisa then had more sobriety than me. So in the 12-step program, when you date someone who has less sobriety time than you, it's what they call 13 stepping, because the program has 12 steps and it's kind of like a play off of the steps of the program. So a lot of times relationships between two people in recovery don't necessarily work out, and if it does, it's extremely hard. So after that, a couple of my so-called friends at the time thought it was really funny, and then Lisa said, well, you know what, we're just going to start calling you 13 now. And so that's how the name happened, and it's just been something I've gone off with. Lisa gave it to me out of love, and I continue to use it out of my love for her. So as for um, the campaign update, right now I'm just outside of Blackville, South Carolina. Um, as a lot of you probably know, the bike broke down on me. One part that would normally be anywhere else in the world, easy and inexpensive to fix, um, it's become a problem getting the parts. So what's going on? We're trying to get together, get me a car rental or something where I can get me and my gear up to my next spot, a place that I was going to do my first interview, and hopefully talk to my first congressman and senator, and do a lot of my media. That's coming together, but it's also pretty difficult, because I mean, yes, people have donated, and it's more than greatly appreciated, but the donations aren't what you would think that they should be. Um, I also wanted to explain to you guys a little bit of what your donations are paying for. So most people that would be doing a campaign like this, especially in my condition, they would have to have hotel rooms every single night. They would have to be, posh and comfortable and all that. But that's not me. I'm only staying in campgrounds 2, maybe 3 nights a week if I'm lucky. The rest of the time I'm camping out on the side of the road just to make this happen. That's because I want as much money as possible to go to the campaign and not my comfort. Um, it also goes to pay for wear and tear and maintenance on the bike and trailer. It pays for the fuel. Now, the bike uses a 2-stroke mixture, which means I have to buy fuel and the oil to mix with the fuel. So that pays for that. Very low budget foods is what I get. I eat on the side of the road. Um, yeah, it's all just things like that. So I've specifically created this to where the largest majority of donations as possible to this campaign. go strictly to the campaign itself and very little to my care on the trail. But I spent a very long time by choice living on the streets and stuff like that. And thank God I got over that many years ago. But because of that knowledge, that experience, I'm able to utilize that to help keep the costs on my end down. So that's what we got going there. I'm 139 miles from my first stop, which is just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. And right now, the team and I are currently trying to work on getting a hold of the media outlets up there and touching base with any of the senators or congressmen that we can get in touch with there. My hope is during this weekend when I get there that I'll be able to sit down with some type of lawmaker and start discussing all of this, because the goal is after we get done with this campaign and the petition is all signed, then we're going to have a bill written up to the effect of things that help us as chronic pain patients and just patients, period. So, and then after that, I will personally be taking the bill and the petition and everyone's stories from Arizona back to DC. I'm strongly considering doing another trip similar to this when I leave Arizona to go to DC to get even more names on the petition. Now, my mentality is this: more than 50 million people in America suffer from conditions that cause chronic pain. So I don't think it's thinking too big to want to get 1 million signatures on this petition. If we can get 1 million signatures on this petition, that will have such an amazing impact. But I mean, even half that, 500,000 people on the petition. But my goal is I want 1 million names on that petition. So when I reach out to you guys and I'm asking you guys to help and all that, I'm not just asking for financial donations, but believe me, those are greatly appreciated and they do help. But I'm also asking your help to spread the awareness of our petition, my whole campaign, the website, the stories that I'm going to be sharing. Because, you know, I've said it once and I'll say it 1 million times. This entire campaign is for each and every one of you guys. I do this out of my love for my fellow chronic pain patients so that I know that sometime in the future, hopefully very soon, the way they're treated, or should I say mistreated, is changed. So guys, you know, everything that you do is greatly appreciated. I love each and every one of you guys. So I'm going to leave all the information down into the comments and the descriptions. However, I do also want to say that I'm trying to move away from using GoFundMe. And the only reason, don't get me wrong, GoFundMe is amazing. But it's more for me the idea that any amount of our donations are going towards anyone other than this campaign. And GoFundMe, like any other crowdfunding, does have to take their bite. So on top of the GoFundMe link, I'm also going to be attaching my Cashapp, my Venmo, and my PayPal. If you want to donate directly to our cause, you can use one of those three, and I can promise you every cent will go towards getting this campaign done and getting as much information on our campaign out as possible. So that's a little bit more for today, guys. Thank you very much. I love you.